Carlos Rodriguez for what is now actually round 11 of season 1 for FTR Racing. Japan was actually round 10, so I got a little bit wrong last time out, so we will ensure that we get it right this time, and it's definitely round 11 for the FTR Championship as it heats up with Jacques Lacranci winning last time out in Japan. Dominant performance. Again now taking the lead of the championship and putting quite a distance on Burry's 0-1, who lies in second. So we moving slowly towards the action side of the championship, and it really looks like Jacques Lacranci is steaming away with it. Haven't yet seen any practice times from the guys for the Mexican Grand Prix, so not sure what to expect. We know he's got rivals in Leaf and Royan racing tonight. Had some issues last week, couldn't get on. Burry's 0-1 is racing tonight. Yes, I see he's racing tonight. Eugenia's 44 there, and missing out Tiger Bolt 12. He unfortunately has some personal commitments he has to see to, so he will unfortunately not be partaking further in the championship, so he was lying fourth, my apologies. And yeah, so now it's down to Leaf and Roy and Burry's 0-1, Eugenia's 44, and yeah, the leader Jacques Lacranci, as we follow GJ Buerta now through down along straight into the first corner. Tight left, right, left combination. Could lose a lot of time going through there as the corner tightens up on you. Coming through the second DRS section, down into the left-right again, another left-right combination, very, very tight, almost a hairpin bend. Maybe about 110, 120 degree turn, and it goes through the fastest section of the S's. Yes, where you can make up a lot of time, but also lose a lot of rhythm and time if you do get it wrong. So we see that Nick Gisher now posting the quickest time on a 1:15.8, and next to cross the line will be his teammate GJ Buerta, who we're just with as he comes through the stadium section of this awesome circuit. Great atmosphere coming through there. Very tight technical part. Comes around the final bend. It's over the line on a 1:18.6. So we have DBR 257 about to start his lap. Saggy Fatface, one of our tier 2 drivers, now joining into tier 1, filling up those prime seats that the guys are so covered after. So Leaf and Royan, they're putting in the second for quickest time 1:16.4. Now Eugene jumps him on a 1:16.2. So looks like Nick Gishen's got this track hooked up, got that Red Bull hooked up, and he is leading the pack right now. It's me, Buddha, out on his flying lap, coming down towards sector 1 time, and he's purple sector 1. The Williams running perfectly. We know the Williams of Jacques Lacranci really outperforming everybody in Japan last week. Got a lot to prove again this week to the Williams boys. Unfortunately, it's me, Buddha, going out twice on the same corner in Japan. Rather unfortunate turn of events. It's me, Bernard, now going over the line to start his flying lap, and yes, his teammate being that of Wizards first rule, not partaking, also taking a break, as them they in America slowly start to come out of the lockdown and start to get back to normal life. It's Lee van Rooyen seems to have crashed out of, if I'm correct, they have crashed out of the session. He has retired. Seems like Kadonks is still in the pits, and I saw one of the darker blue. Yes, so Lee is unfortunately out of the session. They crashed out of the session. Looks like to be on the main straight. So right. Still to set lap times. Manu Dietrich in the second Mercedes. He's on the outlap, about to start his first lap, coming out through the final section through the stadium to start his lap. Avilach is out on the outlap. Savage Mose is also now on outlap. Sniffalizer still in the pits. Jacques Lecrancy out for his timed lap, and SR Kadonks still to set the time. We'll follow Lecrancy, as we suspect again he'll be on top form, top pace tonight. So there we go, purple in sector 1. Has that Williams hooked up. Right, getting slightly misaligned there by his teammate, but won't have an issue as it comes through the second to last corner. Now allows to run the last corner, blast for the line, goes second on a 1:16.1. That time from Nick Gishen that he's put in is absolutely blistering. He has been practicing a lot, and I think this is his circuit. Brilliant as he chases down Jacques Lecrancy, uses him to tow, comes around the first corner. Right, we got Savage Moses now, who's on a quick lap there. He gets purple sector 1 as we've joined with him. Jaco Nagli's teammate on a 1:17.3 in 10th. He'd need to get himself safe, and to be safe you need to be 15th or lower for Q1. Only one driver this evening will drop out. Because Lee van Rooyen actually set a time, he will theoretically still go through, but not partaking Q2 if I'm correct, if he did have that incident on the main straight. So one driver with the slowest time will definitely see themselves out of Q2 and qualifying. Sometimes maybe a bit safer to start at the back of the grid. You get a good bird's eye view of what happens in turn 1, allow everybody to get through there. Some of the guys trip over themselves. You can make up some good positions without having to affect any passes really on them. So Sniffalizer in the Ferrari still in the pit. He's got plenty of time to get around if he does leave. So 7.5 minutes left of Q1. Track's pretty quiet. We do see one of the Reynolds out, Williams out on the track, as well as that Savage Moses. Looks like he's got an invalidated lap time. We'll have to gives way there to Jacques Lecrancy, who is purple sector 2 now, attacking that time of Nick Gishen. Wants to set the benchmark early on, wants to be driver number 1 in all the sessions, and yes, there we go, 1:15.3. Jacques Lecrancy in the Williams, purpling the entire circuit, 5/10 now ahead of Nick Gishen, who actually very impressive time on a 1:15.8. But Jacques Lecrancy, as usual, not want to be beaten in any of the qualifying sessions, and that is true competitiveness. Was definitely safe with his time, but wanted to show that he could get it there and be quicker and be number 1. As we ride on board with Reynolds, reserve driver Sagi Fatface 18. Very good time, safe time. He's now in 5th. Having to ride now with automatic, manual gearing, where you in Tier 2 riding with automatic. I'm not sure if he actually rides with automatic in Tier 2, but those are the rules for Tier 1. And very impressive stepping up from Tier 2 to Tier 1 with those times, being competitive with the likes of Eugene S44, Lee van Rooyen, and then Barry 01. So with on 5 minutes to go, we got Savage Moses, who still needs to set a time. He's had 1 or 2 attempts at setting a lap time, getting some invalidated lap times. Sniffleizer still there in the pit lane with the Ferrari, not yet pulled the trigger. But we ride on board with the only remaining Red Bull now in qualifying, coming through the back part of the circuit, very tight twisty. Oh, the Red Bull looks very planted, coming out towards the Foster S-bend section. Coming through the stadium, second to last corner. It's over the line, puts the Red Bull 9th, so that will seam through for sure into Q2. But Savage Moses there puts his Alfa Romeo into 7th, so he then is safe now, is set to lap time. And again, we yet to see Sniffleizer in the Ferrari out on track. Not sure if he's actually had a disconnection from the session, or if he is just waiting until the last very possible minute to set his time. Right, so in the comments, yes, your bear there, go burnout, make Reynolds great again. Ooh, that was very close between the Alfa Romeo and the Red Bull. Kudonks and Savage Moses. So we got your bear sending some shoutouts to his teammate. It's Burnout 007. Jacques now you're supporting Jaco Nagel for Team Alpha. And then Henry Nagel Also then with support for Jaco Nagel and for Savage Moses, the Alfa Romeos. Alfa Romeo in 8th and 12th, currently safe through to Q2. The Ferrari still has not made a play for a lap time. And I do not see him out on track. Does this mean, yes, this is going to mean that the Ferrari is going to miss out on Q2, so he won't have enough time to get around, to get himself a timed lap. You would have to leave at about 1 minute 40 would be the latest to leave the pit lane. Absolute latest to leave the pit lane to get around, get a time in. And I don't think Ferrari are going to get that vehicle out, get that car out onto track to set the lap time. So that would then be your top 15 would be falling out, would be Sniffalizer 2. Well, let's just hope it's some connection issues that he will be able to race. So we only got 15 seconds left for Q1, no one out on track. Most of the drivers all retiring from the session and taking helmets off, having a cup of tea, and having a chat with the engineers. We'll have a quick break and then we're back for Q2. And we will reset all the times again and we'll go for it. So, only guy falling out, not partaking in Q2 is Sniffalizer 2. Need to check on Lee van Rooyen whether he'll be participating in the Q2 round, but I'm sure I did see him have an incident on the main straight. We'll just have a look into that now when we go into Q2. Right, there we go. Q2 starts. 15 drivers. So no, Lee van Rooyen did not have an incident in Q1, as I thought maybe just to set his time. Thought it was good enough, and now he will partake in qualifying 2. As you see, the guys start coming out of the pit lane. First one out seems to be It's Me Buddha to lead the pack for Q2 to get his time in. So Sagi Fatface there getting the rush on, wanting to get to the start finish straight, get his timed lap in. sure he gets a good qualifying section. Now, again, Q2, as we know, quickest time, that set of tires will then see you through to the start of the race. So Sagi Fatface now starting his final lap. If he qualifies quickest on softs, he will start on softs if he's in the top 10. And if you're on the mediums, then you'll also start the mediums. If you qualify into the top 10, which sees you through to Q3, which is the pole shootout. Sagi then goes to the line, 1:16.5. Very great time to be competitive to finish in the top 10 for Q2. Surely that time already should see him into Q3. If you would. Barry's there a little bit off the pace. Might have been one or two issues. There's a bit off the pace. We know Barry's got some more pace than that. But Lee van Rooyen, who I thought had that incident on the start-finish straight, on a 1:16.2, absolutely again blistering. Lee van Rooyen showing his pace. He really needs to have a fight back after last week's unfortunate incident where he did not take part. He's losing some ground in the championship right now, and a race like this, he needs to win to get himself back in the hunt. As the Mercedes of Manu Dietrich starts to steal as much clean air from behind the Red Bull of Lee van Rooyen. Get that extra bit of speed. Oh, looks like he's backed off. He's got an invalidated lap. Lets the racing point of DBR 257 through. And now gets back on the total. So Kedonks, the second Red Bull in 7th on a 1:17.7. So a lot of time still to come for these guys. We also see Jaco Nagel on the 1:24.3, so he's also got quite a lot of time to make up, but definitely the time is there to be made and to be had. So now around the last final bend comes DBR. He puts it into 7th, a 1:17.6, and we won't make a prediction yet on what the cutoff time is, because you see quite a gap between first and 10th, almost just over 8 seconds difference. So we'll definitely see an improvement later on in the second part of this Q2 session to see the boys get to times closer. Yeah, but there we go. Jaco Nagel going quicker now, putting that Alfa Romeo V's into 6. Sagi Fatface with a 1:15.8 in the Renault. Brilliant little lap there by him, pushing it Renault into P1. So those two set a time now. It's me, Buddha, chasing down one of the... That's Nick Gishen. This is a race to corner number 1. They know this is go. Boys, that's not the way to do it. Oh no, that Jacques Lecrancy, didn't catch his time. He's in third at 1:16.4. He retires from session. He thinks that's good enough to get himself into Q3. I think so as well. Very competitive time. I'm sure he's still holding some more in the tank. Oh, we have a fatality for Q2. It's Burnout 007. Seems to have planted his car into the wall. And he will no longer take part in qualifying. And he'll be one of the 5 vehicles, one of the 5 drivers to fall out of this qualifying. Nick Kishner set quite a blistering time in Q1. Now needing to reset and go for it again. Got that Toro also planted quite beautifully. Looking great through those technical sections through the stadium. Here's the Toro Rosso. Williams goes to one side, gives him space. That'll be It's Me Budos in 8th with the 1:17.5, so that's going to be... Seems the 1:17.5 is going to be a cutoff time for Q2. We've got 3 drivers in the with 1:17.5s, all covered by about 0.02 of a second. Right now, so yeah, that seems to be the cutoff time for Q2. You need to be below 1:17.585, which currently that position is held by DBR 257. Nick Gisher now, purple in sector 2, coming through the stadium section, the most technical part of the track. Let's just have a look. Oh yes, he keeps it together. No invalidated lap time. This is going to be... There we go. Nick Gishen goes into third. Puts the Toro Rosso, the sister Red Bull, right in the mix on the second row with Jacques Lecrancy. This is Q2. He pushes DBR 257 into the drop zone. So yeah, the 1:17.5 mark is the cutoff, but we have those 3 drivers there, each of them needing to get into the 1:17.4s to ensure they make it through. So Manu Dietrich now yet to set a lap time. He will start his timed lap. He needs to get himself a 1:17.4. And he knows he'll be safe to Q3. Really also in need of a good qualifying and a good race. He's the second Mercedes driver. His teammate currently second in the championship standings. A quick recap on the Drivers' Championships as it stands. Jacques Lecrancy taking back the lead of this championship from the victory in Japan, the domination in Japan, if I could say. He now leads by 19 points over Boris 01, who had a bit of a slight incident in Japan, falling back pretty far off some good points now. He is on 124 points, is Boris 19 adrift of Jacques Lecrancy. Lee van Rooyen now full 23 points off the lead that he once held in Tier 1 FTR Championship. He needs a good result. Unfortunately not being able to partake in the race last week due to some electrical issue in the area where he resides. Tiger Bolt retiring from the championship. He's currently lying in 4th on 99. Eugenius 44, who finished second last week on 91 points now. He's 8 adrift of Tiger Bolt. surely gonna overhaul the points of Tiger Bolt and come into fourth there. Avilach, surprisingly, the quiet Ninja in sixth, having some consistent finishes now. He's got 80 points. DVR 257 for the Racing Point on 60. Divan in the McLaren on 46 points. We do not have Divan again tonight racing for us, or with us. My apologies. Nam Bulldog 88 also taking a break this evening in second Haas, all on 44, and then the second Mercedes driver Manu Dietrich rounding up the top 10 with 43 points. If you'd like to see a comprehensive overview of the point standings, please head on to our Facebook page. It is Full Throttle Racing, and you'll see all the updates of the Drivers' Championships standings as well as the constructors. So the constructors, as it stands after Japan, Mercedes-Benz with 166 points, out in the lead over Racing Point, who got 159. Rocket Race Williams Racing, Jacques Lecrans and Ismibura, they got 147 points together. McLaren in fourth, 137 points. They are 10 behind Rocket. Haas F1 team in fifth. Aston Martin, Red Bull Racing sixth. Alfa Romeo seventh. Scuderia Ferrari in eighth. Ninth is the Toro Rosso as we ride on board with Nikishin. Avilach now going into second on a 1:16.0. Awesome time. Haas driver showing that there's some definite pace in that Haas. And Renault then rounding up the championship, the top 10. Right, so the boys are out showing some more muscle. Those who are not safe right now are out on a lap. It's me, Buddha, 8/10 quicker going through sector 2 as we switch to him. He'll move over the line. He puts his Williams into fourth on a 1:16.2. The times are dropping quite rapidly. That's a great time. Sees himself through to Q3 for sure. Donks now, he's gone the quickest through sector 2. I just need to make sure that's not the glitch of the game again, as we saw last week. Whoever went quickest through Q1, sector 1 and sector 2 went 6th. Gdonks there pushes Savage Moses down. He goes 1:16.9, so the times have gone from the 1:17.5 safe, being safe, down to 1:16.9. And Gdonks currently the gate master, the gatekeeper of. And DBR 257's in the pits, Manu's in the pits, GJ Buerta's in the pits, and so is Savage. That means those 4 drivers will lose out on Q3. And Gdonks at the last puts the Red Bull into 10, sees him through to Q3. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Q2 done. And we can have a look quickly at the compound. So Jacques Lecrans, Eugene and Burries will start on the medium tires. The rest of the top 10 will start in the soft. Savage on the Savage will be Savage, DBR, Manu and GJ Buerta will have their pick of their tires for the start of the race. So congratulations to Gdonks on the last, getting himself sorted and into the top 10. Get himself out of the drop zone. Right, so quick result recap from Japan. Previous race last week, Wednesday, for Tier 1, which was actually round 10, not round 11. Today's round 11. We had Jacques Lecrans, as I said, with a domination in Japan. He won, but not only did he win, he took the fastest lap, so he took a full complement of points. Eugenius 44 in second. Third run of the podium was Savage Moses, who drove 24 laps, 25 laps on the hards. Pitted very early. Great drive by Savage Moses. Tyre whisperer on the hards. Was also competitive all the way. Alfa Romeo scoring great points as Jaco Nagel finished fourth. Avilach came fifth. Sniffalizer 6th, Barry 7th, Nick Gisham finishing 8th, DBR 257 9th. It's Burnout 007 taking the last points, the last of the points available in 10th for the Renault team. GJ Buerta finishing in 11th. Manu Dietrich, Nam Bulldog, It's Me Buddha, and Wizards First Rule with DNFs. The fastest lap time again set by Jacques Lecrancy was a 1:31.0. Hello again. Times are reset. Everything is 0. Fresh shed of rubber on all these absolute monster machines. It's Me Buddha gets out. Nick Gishin's getting out. Set down the benchmark early on. Lee van Rooyen in the background, they're coming out. We can see there is Jacques Lecrancy, followed by Jacques Lecrancy, the Renault of Saggy Fatface. Gedonks behind them. Out as well, Jaco Nagel coming out, and then the McLaren of Eugenius 44. So we have a busy track already, as we see. We know they're going to all be on the softs, because this set of tires you use does not matter. It does not count for the race. It's your set. You go out there, set quickest time you can on these tires, throw them away, give them back to FIA. It doesn't really matter. They mean nothing to you after this session, so they can all be abused. We have all 10 drivers now out on track. First to cross the line is going to be It's Me Buddha. He'll lead us. Sorry, my apologies. It'll be Nick Gishin ahead of It's Me Buddha. So let's see. Nick Gishin been running very well so far in these two qualifying sessions. Second in the first, and I think third or fourth in the second. But that doesn't matter at all now. It's all down to what you do now in Q. Oh, major tank slapper there. And he'll have to be, Nick Gishin will have to back out of it. Gives the space to It's Me Buddha now to be the first to set a time in Q3. As we now coming into the stadium section, seems like It's Me Buddha's now got this Williams under control, having a bit of a snag in Japan when he's qualifying. Took a dive off a cliff, unfortunately, with an incident with a Racing Point 115, straight into the 115s. Blissful pace. Nicely done. 117.6 by Lee van Rooyen. Very slow. 116.1 by Saggy Fatface. Next to cross the line will be the second Williams, 115.4 by Jacques Lecrancy. Then Jaco Nagel comes over. He is now in fourth, 116.5. Eugenius 44 over the line. He goes fourth. Bumps Jaco Nagel down. Overcomes Burries. He goes second on 115.9. Third drive into the 115s. And Avilach now seventh, 116.5. And joining me is Tony Antones. I do not hear you yet. There we go. I got you now.
How's it, Sheldon?
Hola, I'm alright. Welcome.
Thanks, man. Sorry for being late.
No worries at all, man. Great you can join. I was trying to work the stream, work the qualifying, ensure we see what's happening, and look at the comments. So thank you. You can fill in the blanks for me. And oh, shame. Nick Gishen now lost on.
I'm gonna watch the stream.
100%. Nick Gishen has to put a new front wing on. I saw one of his front end plates there off on the right hand side. 7 minutes to go. He's got plenty of time to push it on the lap. Just need to be sure that hopefully he's got a second set of fresh softs. Fresh set of softs for his second attempt at a timed lap. But yeah, there we go. As you can see, Jacques Lecrancy. He's in first. He's just gone quicker again by 3/10 on this previous lap, that his previous timed lap, 1:15.1. Barry's now on a 1:59, about 8/10 off the lead. We'll have a look quickly. Over 6/10. So Saggy Fatface then just pushing in to second. We'll have a look at his time. 1:15.7. Lee Van Roy in there popping into the 1:59s. 1:59.21. Yielding his third. So Tony, quite action-packed Monday night for Tier 2. Did you race?
Yes, yeah. Unfortunately, there were a few drivers, me and you including, that weren't able to join the race due to connection issues. A bit disappointing, I guess. I really look forward to this racetrack. It's probably one of my favorite ones I've experienced so far, so I was very disappointed not to take part in it. But yeah, well done to the drivers with the points that they got, and unfortunately I couldn't even watch the race. There was no stream, so I guess it was a good race.
Yeah, I was pretty frantic as well, trying to get my connection sorted out to race. I couldn't. 3 weeks now, no race. Yeah, luckily today I didn't have any issues. Yesterday I had the same issue with connectivity, but today I'm fine. So today I'm up and streaming. Yeah, very upset that I couldn't race, and it's not just about gaining points. I think it's just about partaking in the event and actually racing. So yeah,
yes.
Hopefully next week I won't have any issues. So
yeah, I understand. Next week we've got testing for the new season, so
yes,
also exciting times ahead.
Very much so. Looking forward to the 2020 game, which now gets released. Is it the 10th of July, if I'm not mistaken? Somewhere around there.
Somewhere there, maybe the 15th, I think. Yes.
Yeah. So
yes.
Yeah, guys.
Big things coming.
Lot of pre-orders already I've seen on the groups. Guys pre-ordering the game, getting ready for the launch of our Season 2. Nick Gishen now purple in Sector 2. I want to stay on with him as he makes his way through the stadium section. I think he's put a lot of time into the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, because he's flying. I don't know if he's had some tequila before arriving at the track, and he goes third. That Toro Rosso is just working beautifully for Nick Gishen today at El Mexico. Right, now that you're here, thanks Stones, I can actually look at the comments as well and see we got some more support from Manu for the Mercedes, also for Nick Gishen from Dustin Class, Dr. C. I miss you, buddy. We haven't raced in a while together. Tony, apparently you wanted for president, says Adrian. So, yeah. And so, oh yes, on the 7th then, the game will be available, and it's on Play Store now if you want to purchase that game and pre-order it. It's ready for download for the 7th. So, yeah, okay, thank you, Jacques. Now also saying the 10th for the standard edition and the 7th for the gents who pre-ordered the Schumacher Deluxe edition. All the boys who earn the big money.
You know, something interesting I've noticed, if you go to the PlayStation Store, the Michael Schumacher edition seems to be costing a bit more, rather than when you go through the F1 2019 game. Through the game you can also pre-order the game, and then it seems to be a little bit cheaper. So something very interesting I've picked up. I'm not sure if anyone else have noticed it, but yeah, for any future or any guys looking into buying it, the game, maybe looking at that.
Yeah, myself, I still need to have a look at it. Oh, I need to get my game pre-ordered. Well, pre-ordered or purchased, doesn't really matter. I think I'll take your advice and have a look at that. Every bit of buck saved is more money towards the beer fund.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, we do not promote drink and driving, but if you're sitting in a chair or with a controller in your hand, you're more than welcome to have a beer. Just don't climb behind the real steering wheel with a beer in your hand.
Of course, yes.
So we're driving on board with Lee van Rooyen now. He's down in 5th as Burries sends his Mercedes onto the front row pole position. And Lee van Rooyen purple in sector 1. So it's coming down to the wire. It's coming down to the line. And Jacques Lecrans is not going to allow them to get away because he's on a timed lap as well. And I'm telling you, I'm going to think, Tony, we're going to see a 1:49 from Jacques Lecrans. What do you think?
Anything's possible with Jacques.
The way he's going.
Yeah, definitely a high 114, definitely.
Oh, Lee van Rooyen there, Spurp in sector 2, but running wide coming into the stadium section. That might have cost him a little bit of time. We're still on board with him. Pushing it through, coming around the final corner. Goes third, 1:15.7. And I think that's all that Red Bull has in it right now. Not going to improve again. Only 14 seconds left of the session. Let's move off to Jacques Lecrans. Yes, there we go. Purple in sector 2. Beautiful shape, better than the Red Bull through the entering the stadium section. So Nick Gushin now has seen the flag. He's not going to improve on his time. So is Jaco Nagel and Kedonks. But there we go. 1:14.7, Anthony. Oh, and he's seen the flag.
There we go, eh?
There we go. You called it. You called it. Again, unbelievable. 1:14.
Williams is seriously fast.
Maybe it's some new investment.
I think it's the new investors probably playing part in this performance, definitely.
110%. So I think that's it for the qualifying session. No one out there is on a timed lap. Lee van Rooyen's just retired from session, so that means Jacques Lecrans will take the pole at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, because Burries is coming to the stadium section, but he's well into the 2 minutes already. He's given up. Lee van Rooyen then will start third. Sagi Fatface, newcomer to Tier 1, will be fourth. Nick Gishin was blistering through the first two qualifying sessions, will start fifth. It's me, Buddha, sixth. Avilach, seventh. First time I actually mentioned his name in Q3. Eugene then will start behind. Avilach, Jaco 8th, and Kedonks 10th in the second Red Bull. Alright, so just a quick overview of your top 10. Very widespread fields from Jacques to Kedonks. 2 second difference in qualifying times. Tony, do you think Jacques is going to dominate again today like he dominated in Japan? I think my colleague
Excuse
is...
me.
No worries.
Yes, oh no, sorry. I think there's a very good chance for Jacques to probably take the lead again, but I would really like to see maybe some of the other drivers giving him a bit of a hard time. Maybe making him earning those points, you know?
Yeah, pushing him to the end.
Yes, definitely.
Would love to see Eugene S4. Oh, look at that. It's raining. Here we go, boys and girls. This nullifies any advantage.
Raining in Mexico. Can you, that's a bit odd.
Raining
Mexico
in Mexico
seems for me... Yes, Mexico normally seems to me like a dry region. Rain, it's like maybe the desert tracks, Bahrain, Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
I didn't see rain coming here.
I think that if you can correct me if I'm incorrect also in the comments, that it's actually the highest in elevation, or the highest elevated track on the calendar. So the air normally pretty thin, which lends itself to quite a drastic change in humidity. When you have quite a vast change in humidity, you then get rain. So this being theoretically the Sunday of the game, the boys now, all advantage anyone has on the dry tires is now nullified, and everyone starts on the soft tires, on the intermediate tires for this race. So let's get some detail up again. Definitely, as you can see, the green stripe on the side wall of the tire, that indicates an intermediate tire.
So it has been raining for quite some time now, and the track is quite wet. So obviously I don't suspect any DRS also being available after the third lap.
Yes.
Which could possibly create some tight racing.
No, for sure. So braking points change, turning points change. Guys need to be fighting to find the grip. The rain doesn't look too hard, does it, Tony? It's just
no,
it's just coming down nice and even. I think it doesn't look too dark overhead. Might
clear up later on.
Might just stay for a few laps and clear up a little bit.
So Sheldon, just while we're on the formation lap, sorry to interrupt you.
No problem.
But yeah, I think on everyone's lips is, if I'm not mistaken, we've got the first actual F1 race going on this weekend in Austria.
And yes, as you said that, I just got Hunnervleis. Yeah, very exciting.
Yes.
Austria,
some real sports to watch over a weekend now, huh?
Yeah, and congratulations to, I don't want to say it, but congratulations to Liverpool supporters, waiting so long for Liverpool to finally win again, and they pulled it off. Jurgen Klopp doing an amazing job. The last time I think Liverpool won the European, or the English Premier League, rainbows were still black and white.
Okay.
As a good friend of mine says, the Dead Sea was still sick in those days. So, as the boys are lining up now for the off in the wet, we'll wait for Codemasters to decide. Then there they decided 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Right, and we're off, and we see one of the Mercedes at the back, they're pulling out, but Jacques Lecrancey getting an absolute great start. Lee van Rooyen on the outside of Boris falling behind Jacques Lecrancey trying to get the slip in, but Saggy Fatface, bit of a little almost lose there, losing the back end, and we got a lot of up and down movement in the standings. Not sure what's happening there. Lee van Rooyen now down to 5th. Nick Gishin in 4th. Saggy Fatface in 3rd. He's hunting down. We got a lot of incident. Look towards the back of the pack. GJ Buerta looks like to be falling down. Kadonk's falling down. And I haven't seen any yellow flags or any safety cars, so still in racing
very good start.
conditions. Good start from everyone. Well done. Great start. We do see Lee van Rooyen down to 12th and virtual safety car now deployed. And a very confusing start there. I tried to follow what was happening. Did you see that, Tony? Like, there was changes. Jaco Nagel up to 4th. Nick Gishen in 5th. Over like
very
6th.
interestingly, currently the Renault team's academy driver, Saggy Fatface, in 3rd position. He's one of our Tier 2 drivers and not doing bad in Tier 1 so far.
Great.
Well done to him.
Keeping that seat nice and warm for Wizards First Rule. But doing a great job up in 3rd. As Jacques Lecrancy leads us away again, virtual safety car has ended, and Barry's 2nd, Saggy, as you said, they're up in 3rd. Lee van Rooyen and Kedonks, as well as GJ.
They definitely have contact somewhere.
100% contact. Oh, that, yeah, definite blow there for Lee van Rooyen's championship chances. But Barry's kept it well together. He's now in 2nd. No, he's stayed in 2nd. Saki Fatface up. We have another drop. Savage Moses up 3 places, but losing out to It's Me Buddha on the Williams. 2 big gainers. Sniffleizer, fortunately, joining us again from 16th up to 12th, and Bernard 007, the 2nd Renault, with that Ferrari and the Mercedes of Manu all over the back of each other in 11th. Right, DBR on Savage Moses. Oh, just gets that racing point slowed down, and actually looks like the rain is actually coming down a bit harder through the stadium section. As we see, this is some side racing between Savage and DBR. So, and Tony, if we can see there, as we predicted now, Jacques Lecrancy already almost 3 seconds down the road from Sagi Fatface.
But still, don't take anything away from Sagi. You know,
not at all.
I said, he's one of our Tier 2 drivers, and he's busy chasing Jacques Lecrancy, so it will be very interesting to see what he can do with Jacques.
He's just jumped. Burry's so down the main straight. Sagi has gone and taken Burry's. This throws a span in the works. A Tier 2 driver, no points in Tier 1. He's coming and throwing the cat amongst the pigeons, and he's going to steal points away from the championship rivals. And
well, the way I understand it is like Sagi won't be earning any points, if I'm not mistaken. I'm thinking this is just maybe his opportunity to show what he can do. But
yeah,
he's not doing too bad.
Put his name down for a drive in Tier 1.
Yes, of course. I think that's what it's all about tonight.
Now we have a immense battle going on between what seems to be the Alpha of Savage Moses and It's Me Buddha in the 2nd of the Williams. Trading places through the stadium section, very tight between the two. Like argy-bargy stuff, both of them getting through nicely, great driving. But I think with this long straight, Savage Moses does not gain.
Going for the move.
He shows It's Me Buddha, he's still there, but not close enough. It's Me Buddha runs wide. This will be Savage's opportunity to come back at him. Slight oversteer, kick of the rear. Savage Moses pulls out to the side, and he doesn't get it, but it goes on the inside.
And it
nice,
side,
gets it.
Williams wide again, and I think he's going to take him.
They're still on this. It's Me Buddha with the inside line. Savage Moses on the outside.
He's taking him. Well
there
done.
There goes Savage Moses, get the job done.
That was nice side-by-side racing.
Fantastic racing, and that's why Tier 1 drivers, they got that racing mentality. They give each other enough respect, enough space. Oh, and Nick Gishin running wide, almost collecting the back of Burries. That would have not ended pretty for either of them. Nick Gishin looks like Mexico is his opportunity to score some good points in the Toro Rosso, but not wanting to take out one of the championship contenders. That would have been all over the news and all over the steward's desk, but collecting the car, keeping it together. Nice driving also by the Toro Rosso driver.
Just having a look at Burries and Sagi Fatface, and Burries is not letting this race get away from him. In fact, he's giving Sagi Fatface a real hard time in second position. Also some very good racing going on there.
So we'll stick with the position changes as all the tyres will be pretty much the same right now. The rain definitely looks to be changed, staying around for a little bit, so the guys will stay on those intermediates for a bit. Probably till mid-race, it seems. So, on with DBR 257 running a bit wide. You can see that rain's pretty steady. Not very heavy, just steady, and I think, yeah, probably going to stick around for a while and give it cool.
It seems as if there's a dry line starting to form on the racetrack, so I guess we might still see some dry over the tyres later in the race. I don't know.
Alright, so Savage Moses now coming on the back of Avelach. Moving on through the stadium section. Savage Moses pulled a great move on his Swibuda, now put in the works on the horse of Avelach. Savage Moses is a podium finisher in Japan. Definitely has race winning potential. Just needs to recover and secure a good drive here for Alpha, get some more points. And would you have a look at that, Antoni? 4.3 seconds. That is that lead of Jacques Lecranti. Is this guy just not
he's starting
absolutely?
To get away with this race.
Yeah, he's just not absolutely always on point. I don't think I've ever seen him make a mistake, make an error. I saw once where I commentated on him driving straight into the barrier in Belgium. But it was actually just some internet lag, and it was a great race for him. But he doesn't set a foot wrong. He's just got it tuned into that Williams. I think there's something to do with that pumpkin head. We should all maybe try and get ourselves some pumpkin head helmets and see if we perform as well.
I'm starting to think if you put him in the safety car, he might be out.
We have Eugene that's out. That's Savage and Eugene. Not sure if... and it's Burnout almost collects both Savage and in the S's. I'm not sure if Savage was part of that collision, but I see his wing is still nicely intact. And Eugene is 44th podium finisher, coming second in Japan. He is now out of the running of this Grand Prix, and that's going to take a blow to his championship hopes. He was climbing back nicely into the championship. Safety car is out. Jacques Lecranti is formed up behind the safety car. This will be to get that McLaren out the way.
And also again closing the gap that Jacques Lecranti just created. Almost like getting the race back to zero, starting all over.
So a lot of boys into the pit lane. I guess it'll be for some wing changes. I don't know if don't think anybody will be changing tires right now. The rain is still falling.
I'm not sure what the tire wear is on this track for intermediate tires. So maybe some fresh sets of inters, or maybe just wing repairs. I don't know. I'm not sure what you think.
Well, I don't think there would have been too much considerable wear on the intermediates after 7 laps. Not sure if the guys did decide that they want a fresh set again. You know, they are in the essence getting a free pit stop. Maybe there is some wing damage they need to take care of, get that out the way. And then at the same time, if you're getting yourself a wing repair, you might as well get yourself, if you do have available, a fresh set of rubber on there. We do know, because it's declared a wet race from the beginning, the drivers don't need to use both of the dry compounds. So if the race does dry up, they've got an option to either go on to a softer tire and be more aggressive, or maybe go on to a harder tire and see the race through. They will not be required to do an additional stop to fit 2 dry compounds. Tony, do you perhaps have Eugene on as a friend on your friend list?
Let me quickly have a look. Might
if you
not have him, but let me quickly have a look.
Alright,
If I have him, I'll quickly send him an invite.
yeah, let's see if we can just find out what went wrong through that S section of the Autodromo. Hermanos Rodriguez. This is also now a nice opportunity for Lee van Rooyen to get back into touch with the pack. Coming in from a first lap incident, a pull away incident, which dropped him right to the back of the pack, sent him into the pit. Now down in 10th. As I said, he really requires a good, or needs a good finish, definitely a podium finish, if he is to stay in the hunt for the championship. He's falling off a little bit towards the latter part of the season. But under safety car conditions, we got Jacques Lecrance leading. Saggy Fatface, he's up to second from 4th. Tier 2 driver making a Tier 2 grass, pretty proud. Barry 01 in 3rd. Nick Gishen performing stellar in 4th. Mr. Jaco Nagel there up in 5th in Alfa Romeo. Another like 6, he hasn't gone anywhere. Qualified 6, still 6. It's me, Buddha, there in 7th. It's Burnout 007 up 7 positions in 8th in the second Renault. Safety car is coming in this lap, so they'll back the pack right up. Manu Dietrich 9th, and as I said, Lee van Rooyen 10th. DBR 257 Racing Point in 11th, and there we go. Jacques Lecrance, he puts the hammer down. Oh, he gets a lot of oversteer, and Saggy Fatface comes at him and says thank you. Boris is coming after him. This is going to be a tight one for the 3 of them. Down towards the first corner, we see Jaco Nagel on the back of Nick Gishen. This is going to go 3 wide. Is going to make it happen. Jacques Lecrance, championship winning mentality, takes that position straight back from. Oh, but they're so close going through the first 3 corners. And Nick Gishen, I see they're also keeping his position. So it changed, but it didn't change. As you see, second John. Oh, and Boris. Oh,
he's going for that second position. Very tight racing here for the first few drivers.
What a restart. Haven't seen this good of a restart in a while.
That restart almost backfired for Jacques Lecrance. But he made good on it, and he took back his first position. Well done to him, but yeah, it could have gone much worse.
That was very tight. Very good racing there, guys. Keeping it clean, keeping it together. You're right. That could have ended horribly. Lee van Rooyen making a good start to the restart of the race, up to 8th, getting past Manu, and it's Burnout 007. Still very tight, as you see. Abelach right on Jaco Nagel as well. Does it see the radius stops, so the truck's going to start to dry out. Not sure when's the best time to move over to those dry tires.
I'm thinking maybe a bit, like maybe 3-4 laps, maybe still, until it's maybe ready for the softs.
Well,
that's just my opinion, but yeah, we'll see what the drivers do.
We have another battle going on still between Nick Gishen and Boris. Now Nick Gishen not letting Boris get through. He's now up to 3rd, but they're coming down together side by side down towards the tight left-hander. And looks like Nick Gishen. Oh, Boris is still on the outside of Nick Gishen. Not allowing him to get away. He'll have the outside line for the hairpin, the double right. Oh, this is brilliant racing. going through the S section. This is a quick follow section. Oh, puts a squeeze on. Nick Gishen does due to Burries. But Nick Gishen gets it.
Side-by-side racing at its best.
Absolutely amazing. The boys are... We have a DNF from DDR257. Jacques Lecranti now after the restart has put on a lead of 2.6 seconds, 2.8. Sagi Fatface still nicely sitting in his Renault in second. Nick Gishen up to third, but Burries is not going to let him get away. And this is going to be interesting to watch as Burries, Nick Gishen tries to break the toe, but Burries follows him. And that's, let's see, as he inches slowly towards him. Oh, gives him, Nick Gishen rides slightly wide, but he'll have the inside corner for the next left. And then the next right, he gets away. And that's some great racing for a podium spot early on in the race. We have Savage Moses and it's me, Buddha.
Also having a very tight race. I'm having a look at them
now.
Oh,
Savage Moses and it's me, Buddha, going off wide. Luckily not losing any positions. Just losing some time to Lee, who's now up into 7th.
I'm very pleased to see the courtesy that these drivers have, going side by side with each other, not making any contact. You know, it's making for some really good racing. So well done to these guys. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fantastic racing to see. The boys are racing hard, racing tight, but racing fair. So we have Nick Gishen now.
Nick has just popped into the pits.
As he pulled the trigger for the dries.
Yes, wait. There's some Alpha. Yeah, he's going to the hards. I've seen the Alpha pit crew also bringing out some mediums. Yeah. So definitely guys going over to the soft tires now.
There we go, mediums for It's Me Buddha, hards for Nick Gishen. Savage Moses onto the softs. Yeah, he's going to have an aggressive strategy. Yakunachel onto the mediums. Have these boys made the right choice? We'll keep an eye on the interval times between the guys of the softs, or the dry tires and the inters, but as we see...
Ooh. Nick having a bit of a hard time with those hard tires now.
Cold tires on a wet track.
Him.
It's going to take some skill to keep it there, but I'm sure
these tires will probably need a few laps to get up to 10s.
Hundreds. Jacques Lecrance is still now 4 seconds down the road. Again from Sagi Fatface, who again, all credit to him, coming in first race into Tier 1 and driver of great caliber, definitely making his mark on the Tier 1 scene, and yeah, that will be a favorable for him to get a seat in Season 2 in Tier 1.
I think we got that to that part of the race where I can see the overcast conditions seems to be clearing up, and just looking at some of the drivers on the intermediate tires also having quite a hard time keeping the cars on the race line.
So, Lee van Rooyenhout breaking himself there and almost running into the back of Avelach into turn 1. He's got it back now.
I think this might be the time where we will start to see the drivers going on to the dry tires. As much as the intermediate guys are starting to have a difficult time keeping the cars on track, so are the dry tires as well, but I definitely think the rain has lifted.
So Manu comes out on the softs. It's also dry tire. He comes out only 3/10 behind Nick Gishen. And he was fair way off Nick Gishen before Nick Gishen went into the pit, so struggling a bit on those hards. Yaku Nachel will have a drive with him to see how he goes around the start part of the section with the mediums. Seems very tentative around the corners.
Not just left the track. But he's back on. He lost a few positions.
I see he's lost some time to Nick Cushion and lost a few. Yeah, lost some seconds to Nick Cushion. But as you saw with Jaco Nagel, oh, very slow through the fast left-right section of the back of the course. Of the track. You'd normally be going through there around 6th gear, so still a bit slippery for the dry tire, but doesn't seem too difficult right now.
I'm having a look at, for instance, I'm having a ride with Manu now, and he's having a tough time keeping that Merc on the track. So, but definitely the rain has stopped, and they just need to get to that point where the track starts to bite into these dry tires, and then these guys on the dry tires will definitely have an advantage. So yeah, let's hope that happens or starts up quite soon.
Yeah, so I wonder if the guys the front runners are actually watching those times, watching the gaps maybe from Burry's who's actually gone into the medium tire now, to see what they're lapping like, having a chat. I'm not sure if there are any race engineers for the teams tonight, and if they are, they probably are watching closely what these guys are doing on the dry tire. The conditions seem to be moving towards the dry tire, but Jacques Lecrancy ever fast on the intermediates, still no threat to his race. And there Lee van Rooyen now takes third away from Avilach. We know he will have
he
to...
came from 15th position, eh? He had the incident in the beginning of the race, and he's back up to 3rd position, so well done to Lee, having a fantastic race.
A very fortuitous safety car, and some guys obviously diving in for dry tires. Look, it's very difficult. Tony, how would you judge switching over? When would you decide to switch over? Because these guys in front are still running good times.
If it was up to me, I would probably go over to the dry tires now. I don't see any tire spray anymore. There's no signs of a wet track with a dry racing line anymore. I definitely think the track is starting to get dry enough for the dry tires. So I think we might see Jock coming in probably the next lap or two.
And at this awkward stage of the race as well, you've got about 22 laps still to go.
And Jock is in the pits, Jock is in the pits.
So we'll have a look at what the race leader decides to do. Pulls in, he's going on to the softs. Will these softs last to the end of the race? Not 100% sure. Sagi Fatface in for the mediums. So leaves Lee van Rooyen.
Sagi might make it to the end of the race, but I'm not sure if Jock will be able to stretch that softs to the end. When I practiced the track earlier, late last week, I think 10, maybe 12 to 13 laps might be maximum for the
How interesting is this, Anthony? Lee van Rooyen, after a pit stop, comes out 4/10 of a second behind Burries. He's really come back nicely through that safety car round as well as a round of pit stops. He's put himself in contention for a
mediums.
Yeah, fresh
Very
mediums.
Good race. And he might, yes. Well done to Lee, eh?
That's a definite good comeback, fight back after turn one incident. But Jacques Lecrancy on his softs now, leaving Sagi Fatface for dust. 6 seconds down the road is Jacques Lecrancy from Sagi. But Sagi again holding his own. We got
having a fantastic race.
Barry 0-1 in third. Lee van Rooyen after fourth after an incident earlier on, as we said.
Excuse me, Sheldon. There was a contact between Mario, Burnout, and Savage Mowers on the hairpin
we have
the far end of the track.
Oof. Lee van Rooyen has left session, and Burnout 007 also had some issue. Yes, that is a connection issue. He's gone ghost. Lee van Rooyen's gone ghost. It's still on the inters, probably wanting to get himself into the pit.
Yeah, he's just all over. And phew, I'm feeling for Burnout right now.
Right, Jacques Lecrancey now 8.4 seconds in a lap and a half. Put on 2 seconds on Saggy Fatface. He is on the soft tires, pushing. He needs to create at least about a 24 to 25 second gap to get into the pit, have another stop, and then get out still ahead. So you see, as he laps, it's Burnout, and surely it's Burnout now going to pull himself into the pit, get some dry tires on, and recover. Lee van Rooyen dropping back, already now 3 seconds behind Avilach. He's still on ghost. Sniffleize is going to try and take advantage of that. Antoni,
fortunately, he's losing some positions due to that connection issue.
So Sniffleize are up 10 places.
Sniffleize are having a very good race. Yes.
Unfortunately, didn't qualify. I'm not sure if it was also maybe just a connection problem or didn't partake in qualifying, but nice up to 6. Ferrari doing very well.
The only Ferrari in the race tonight, so yes, let's hope for a good finish for him. We need that Ferrari in at least the top 5.
Always good to see a Ferrari do well, is it not?
Yes, of course.
So he comes up to Lee's ghost. He'll easily swift past that vehicle. So with the connection issue of Lee van Rooyen, when you go on ghost, you only have, they actually set it on 0%. So what we call the artificial intelligence of the vehicle is at 0%. So it's not very competitive. That's where you'll see Lee van Rooyen drop down. Jacques Lecrancey now almost up to 12 seconds ahead of Saggy Fatface. Setting another fastest lap. Just absolutely speed from the Williams driver. Avilach up to a nice 4th position, solid stuff. We said Sniffleize doing very well, Ferrari. Lee still on ghost. Jaco Nagel in the first leading of the Alfa Romeos in 7th. Nick Gishen in 8th. He's on the hards, will attempt to go to the end of the race. Savage Moses, he's in 9th, he's on the softs. It's Me Buddha in 10th, Kedonks is 11th, GJ Buerta in 12th, Manu Dietrich 13th, and now on the mediums, it's Burnout 007 having a horrid time earlier on the inters.
And again, Manu also not having the best race tonight. Just seems that if there's some gaps starting to form between the drivers, so definitely the race starting to settle down a bit.
Yeah, the closest we have right now is Nick Gishen, only a second and a half away from the Alfa Romeo of Jaco Nagel. Otherwise, yeah, pretty big gaps between the top 7 drivers, so no indication of a battle yet. They'll settle down. My prediction is Jacques Lecrancey and Savage Moses and GJ Buerta will stop again. Think the rest on mediums will make it down to make it to the end of the race.
Yes, and I'm not sure. I think you probably need around a 20 to 25 second gap for a clean pit stop.
Yeah.
So if Jock has to go back into the pits, as we believe he has to, he'll probably come back around second position. So definitely some fireworks still to happen, because I think Saggy might be able to finish the race with his mediums. So yeah, he just needs to hang in there, not let that gap get too big, and the T2 driver might still surprise us tonight. Never know.
Yeah. Oh, well, have been on Saggy for a bit now, and I must say his driving style is very smooth. The back of the car doesn't step out very often, pretty much never. Turns the car in nicely. I think he will for sure have the advantage when it comes to tyre management. It just seems like he's got that Renault hooked up nicely. As he comes into the first corner, beautifully turns the vehicle, no oversteer, understeer. Beautifully rolls the car around. So
that Renault seems to be planted. Very good. Lines is following.
Just having a look at Leaf and Roy, and then still on a disconnect. Down now, moving down to 9th. Savage Moses up to 8th. Nick Gishin 7th. No, Okunachel 6th. And again, that Ferrari doing fantastically well, coming from 16th now in 5th. Right, into the pits after 9 laps on the soft. Savage Moses putting a new nose cone on as well, so that might have been the reason that he has gone into pit. So there we go. Jacques Lecrans is setting the fastest lap. Just have a look at a 1:20.8. He's lapping about 1.9 seconds quicker than anyone else at the moment.
And the lead for Jacques Lecrans is now up to 16 seconds already, and he's probably got another 5, maybe 6 if he's pushing it, laps left in those soft tires. So I think Saggy should probably, I don't know, I can't really say if he's going to be able to keep that gap less than 20 to 25 seconds. Jacques is really creating some distance now.
Really moving along at a good pace. Yep, it's going to take a lot for Saggy to keep him honest and keep him in check.
And also, yes, keeping him behind him. As we've seen with the restart with the safety car, he took Jock, and then probably by the end of at the first corner, Jock was side by side again, trying to take his position back. So if Saggy does take him, he's gonna have to ride the race of his life to keep Jock behind him. It's going to be very interesting.
So we have a nice little battle going on in the midfield between Jaco Nagel and Nick Gishin. Nick Gishin still on those hards, Jaco Nagel on his mediums. He's got the pace advantage now over Nick because of that tyre compound difference. But will he make those mediums last till the end of the race? The prediction is you could make them last the end of the race, and see yourself off for that one pit stop. And it looks like that gap between Jacques Lecrans and Saggy Fatface is starting to stabilize a little bit. It hasn't increased as much as it did in the previous laps. It is up to 17 seconds. With on about 14 laps to go, we have a Toro Rosso. GJ Buerta seems to have gone off course, yellow flag in that section of the track. He now gets it going. A little bit of damage there to the left hand side of the front end plate.
Thinking those soft tires of it's probably starting to lose up. We might see him coming into the pits now.
Yeah, for sure. And Manu Dietrich now, right on the back of him. I'm sure you'll get that Toro Rosso will disappear into the pit lane to sort out a fresh set of tyres. There he goes in. Manu carries on his way. Okay, there we go. Jacques Lecrancey now, as I said, the gap was stabilising. He's put another second up on Sagi Fatface. I'm sure it's have to look at his...
It's like...
times are dropping. But Savage Moses a whole second quicker than anybody, currently on a 1:19.134. He has the fastest lap at the moment, just as a note. He's on the medium tyre.
Jacques Lecrancey is just starting to get into that free pit stop zone, so...
Yeah, scratching, and there we go. Yeah. It's the 20-second mark. Goes on a 1:18.9. Wow, unstoppable. This looks like another Jacques Lecrancey domination weekend for the Williams driver. Wants to stretch that lead even further now in the championship, with his closest rival, Barry 01, behind him, with a Renault in between the two of them. And Sagi Fatface doing a stellar job, still 7 seconds ahead of Boris. Avilach as well, 7 seconds on the road from Boris. So driving a good, decent race for the Haas team. Wanting to obviously get onto the podium, but still driving a great race. He's also on the mediums. Could go till the end.
And I'm wondering now with Dr. Lecrancey just setting up the fastest lap for the race so far, when is he planning to maybe switch those tyres to some fresher ones? Maybe another lap or two, I'm guessing.
Right, yeah, he's number one. We know he's very good on tyre management in overall, but he's just getting the best out of his softs as well. After 10 laps, just pushing in those fastest laps, getting into a point where he is a whole pit stop ahead of Sagi Fatface. I'm 100% sure he'll see himself back onto another pair of softs, and we'll see him romp off into the distance. Again, not needing to have both compounds on there as an option this week. Well, this on this race, because it was wet. So Nick Gishin also still doing good in 6 with the Toro, also just following around him his hards. Him and It's Me Buddha also on the similar aged hards. 13 laps. They will definitely see the end of the race. Right, we've got Manu who's coming up behind Leaf and Royan, who's still on Ghost, so a huge blow again.
Les coming back, yes.
Yeah. Huge blow to his championship fight. I think it's starting just to become a little candle flicker, his championship fight. It's not ideal for the Red Bull driver after having such a storming start to the season. Things just have not gone his way in the last 5 or 6 races. Still some races to come for him to make up, but now would have been a good time to turn it around and get back into the race with Burries and Jacques Lecrancey.
So Sheldon, maybe with the race just settling down a bit, maybe if we can chat about the testing for next week for season 2. I believe we're going to Austria. What's your feeling about the Austrian track, the bull ring? Do you like it? Do you hate it? What's your feeling?
It's easy. There's only 10 corners. I love it. Not too much thinking.
You know,
Pedal to the metal.
okay.
No, I'm a big fan of Austria. I've always been. I think it's not just the track, but it's the setting that it's in. It's always green. It always looks lush. It's always amazing. Probably one Grand Prix I would love to go actually view live at Austria. Brilliant. As for a track, it's not too technical. Very fast track. But it's insane that it's not technical. If you do miss one corner, one braking point, your whole entire lap's ruined and you'll be out of it.
Yes.
What's your opinion?
Yes. Actually, it was one of my best races so far for the season. I actually managed fastest lap for my tier on that race. So I've got a very soft spot for that track. I really like it. And also, of course, last year with the F1 2019, the actual race between the last few laps, we had that battle between Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc, going down to, I think, the second last lap maybe.
Yeah.
And also them paying their respects to Niki Lauda. So very nice race last year, and I absolutely love the track.
Funny enough, we're off to Austria. We're speaking about Austria. The first race of the season in Austria for real life racing, real life F1. And that battle between Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc is going to be one to watch for many years to come. I'm glad Ferrari got a young driver like Charles Leclerc to build around and build up with. I think Ferrari have been very snobbish in their racing drivers recently. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Sebastian Vettel. I've been since 2007 USA Grand Prix, when he took his first points for BMW Sauber at that time. My son's name is Sebastian, named after him. But Ferrari, like I said, Ferrari have gone for class drivers. They've gone for championship winning drivers. Instead of finding a driver they can build a team around and build for the future, because as they did with Michael Schumacher. So early in '96, when they took a chance on Schumacher and built from there. They only won the championship, the Constructors' Championship, in '99, and then started winning drivers' titles from 2000. So they need to rethink that strategy again and see where it takes them. But Jacques Lecrancy did go into the pit while we were chatting there. Came out 3 seconds ahead of Sagi Fatface. And this is Jacques Lecrancy's race to lose with only 7 laps to go when he crosses the line.
Definitely, yes. Maybe just quickly coming back to what we were speaking about Ferrari. I think with their whole pedigree and racing history, I don't ever think Ferrari will ever have a shortage of drivers lining up to take their seats. And they are unfortunately in that position where they can just pick the best of the bunch. If Ferrari is doing badly, it's definitely their own fault. I'm very excited to see them doing well this season and really taking it to the Mercedes team and giving them a hard time.
And that's the truth. Everybody wants to drive for Ferrari. What's your take on Ferrari signing Carlos Sainz? I mean, I won't call it a shock move. I thought they were more going to go for. I was hoping Nico Hülkenberg could make a comeback for 2021. I'm a big fan of Nico Hülkenberg. I know he hasn't had a podium Formula 1. Came close a few times. He's had a pole position at Brazil 2012, I think it was, or 2010. No, it was 2010. I thought he would have been a safer bet, given that your younger driver, your ace, Charles Leclerc, is essentially number one. I think Nico Hülkenberg would make a good support. He'll be hungry enough to drive, but he would also be a team player, knowing that he's got this opportunity to drive for Ferrari. He'll do the team game. He'll put the championship in Charles Leclerc's hands, but I think he'll also realize a lifelong dream of actually getting a podium. I don't know. It was just that was my hope, but they got Carlos Sainz obviously signed.
I was rooting for Daniel Ricciardo. I'm a big fan of Daniel. He never seems to have a down moment. Always smiling. had very good stint at Red Bull, having a lot of experience, and I think maybe joining the Ferrari team, knowing that Charles Leclerc would be the number one driver, I think he would have had a valuable input into helping Charles, maybe building that reputation as being a solid first driver for Ferrari.
Yeah.
And also, learning a lot from Daniel. So I was really rooting for Daniel.
I'm a huge fan of Daniel Ricciardo in essence as well. And I think maybe for Daniel Ricciardo, I'm going to go the other way and say maybe it was actually the best decision for him not to go to Ferrari. He is looking for a championship. Does he want to be a support driver? I mean, he left Red Bull because he was a support driver to Max Verstappen essentially. He would have been a perfect fit for Ferrari. I would have been a huge fan. I would have worn a Daniel Ricciardo cap and jacket and shirt proudly being a Ferrari driver. I mean, again, Daniel Ricciardo I've been a fan of since Toro Rosso, since he drove for Minardi. I think it was the test for Minardi. HRT I think it was that he rode his first race for. Again, a big fan of his. I think it might have been a career-ending move, maybe going to Ferrari in terms of him vying for the championship. Maybe it actually given him an opportunity for the championship, but seeing what transpired towards the latter half of 2019 with Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel, would have Daniel Ricciardo had a fighting chance against Leclerc? I don't know, but that's just my take on it.
I'm just thinking this new generation of race drivers, Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, George Russell, all those young guys, they are definitely starting to put their stamp on this F1 roster. So
100%.
Unfortunately, the older guys will have to bow at these young ones at some point. So
Yeah.
I think for Daniel, if I had the opportunity to go to Ferrari, being a first or second driver, I would take it.
Yeah.
That's one opportunity in life you'll never get again. So I would have taken it.
No, look, if it was me, in my personal opinion, I would have definitely taken it. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Who doesn't want to drive for Ferrari? I just think that also, if you look at maybe from a career-wise point, maybe McLaren is the best option for him now. Let's say for 2021 and 2022. He's got Lando Norris, very young, very inexperienced in Formula 1. He's got a year on his belt, very quick driver. They fit nicely together in terms of their personalities. They're very funny, very quirky. Lando Norris full of jokes, as well as Daniel. I think it'll be good for Lando. Yeah, good for Lando to learn from Ricciardo. Ricciardo's got race victory experience. He's a race winner.
Yes.
McLaren haven't obviously had any decent results. The last decent result I can think of was Kevin Magnussen finishing on the podium when he first raced in 2014, I think, when he raced for McLaren. It was his one and only season. It's the only time I remember them finish on the podium. If they did after that, I'm not sure. So they definitely got a lot to fight for now with the experience of Daniel. But Lando definitely rate him as
Just
well.
before we get back to the race, one last thing. I think by next week, this time, we will have a lot to talk about in terms of real F1.
We will 100%.
Just coming back to this race, we've put about 2 laps left, and Saggy Fatface still hanging in there, taking second. I think it's going to take second position, and what a race by Saggy Fatface. And
Yeah.
I would say maybe I would give him driver of the day, being the underdog coming from tier 2. We haven't had much to gauge him with in terms of how it stacks up to the rest of the drivers, but I'm going to give him my driver of the day.
Well, I was just also wanting to bring the conversation back and start with driver of the day. So I'm not sure if it's just on my side, but it seems like comments have either slowed down or no one wants to chat to us, Anthony. But let's vote driver of the day. I'm in favor of your choice. I'm also going to actually split my vote between Saggy and Sniffleizer. Starting last, 16th, now in
up 12 positions.
Yeah, in fourth
position.
Yeah, fourth. He's done 2 stops. He's done 19 laps on these mediums. And yeah, he's bringing home some decent points for Ferrari. So I'll have to split mine between Sagi and Sniffleiser and give them each a half a driver of the day point. So overall right now, Sagi Fatface in the lead for driver of the day, but maybe in the comments we can get some more votes.
Maybe we having not getting any comments on the stream is maybe because of our good conversation and chat we are having. You know, we maybe captivated the audience so much that they forgot to talk to us, you know.
Yeah, you know, Formula One knowledge, bring that to you
wish.
live for free. We're going to have to start charging for the service that we provide. Jacques Lecrancy for one last time is going to come around the final corner to start his final lap. Sorry, it's actually second last time. He'll come over the start-finish line and he will start his final lap. Lap 36 of 36. 16 seconds down the road from Sagi. Sagi pretty much the same down the road from Burries. Sniffleiser also looks so that 16-second mark is what the guys are aiming for. And I think if all stays as it is, this will be your finishing. Three, and you're.
I think the podium is pretty set.
And
none of these drivers really made any major mistakes, you know, showing as if they are losing concentration or losing grip or anything. The top 3, I think, is set.
Yeah, so we will just check. So Burries actually holds the fastest lap now on a 1:17.1. There we go, Tapiwa. He definitely says, Sagi, well done, driver of the day. Julie Olof's driver of the day, Sagi. So yes, Sagi right now leading that race for driver of the day. It's going to finish second, but I see, let's have a look, because Jacques Lecrancy coming around this last corner for now the last time. He will cross the start-finish straight. Does he get the fastest lap? No, he does not, and he wins down in Mexico, well, up in Mexico. Autodromo, Hermanos Rodriguez bows to the Williams driver, Jacques Lecrancy, extending his lead now. And take a bow, Sagi Fatface, and congratulations, finishing second, podium finish for Sagi. Burries still with the fastest lap. He's coming around to the stadium section. He will finish on the podium if all stays as is without penalties. We'll have a look, and he comes around the final bend past to start the pit entry. He goes into third. My other half driver of the day, Sniffleiser in the Ferrari. Ferrari are all in some good points. Finally coming to good for the Ferraris. Into fourth, 22 laps on those mediums, as well as Sagi on the 21 laps on his mediums. So very good there. Avelach
also having had a good race today. Solid drive.
Great race was here.
Getting some good points for the Haas team.
Nick Gishan there in 6-7. Savage Moses is going to cross the line about now. There he goes, across the line. Jaco Nagel, his teammate in 8th. Nice all the points for the Alfa Romeos. It's me, Buddha 9th. Gedong's 10th. Manu there in 11th. It's me, Burnout in 12th. 13th, GJ Buerta. And yeah, Leaf and Roy are not making it back. His Avatar finishing 14th. There we go, all South Africans on the podium.
Unfortunately, I don't have the top 3 drivers on my friends list. I'm just trying to see if I can make a plan to get them into the comms box.
Okay, when we move on to the lobby screen, I think you can invite them from there. I hope they are maybe listening to the stream. If they could join us, if they are listening to the stream. I think I do have all 3 as friends as well.
Okay, that will help them.
Right, so for sure then Sagi Fatface ending up in the as driver of the day.
Position. And looking at the race results, seems like all the drivers except for Jacques Lecrancy racked up time penalties. So, just goes to show what class he's in.
Absolutely great. Putting that Williams on every right corner, every right position, or every corner. Not going over those solid white lines. Not getting the fine. Right, so there we go. We got the race winner has joined us, Mr. Lecrancy.
Hi guys, how are you?
You're going to have to start writing your speech out before you race so you know what to tell us. Congratulations.
I'm not that good in English, so maybe I can try that.
Yeah. You can send it to me for review and I'll help you with the grammar and the spelling, don't worry.
Thanks, man.
But again, a great weekend for you. Great qualifying. Obviously smashing that pole position. Great victory. And not getting the fastest lap, unfortunately. No Grand Slam this weekend. But a pole and a win. I mean, you can't be too unhappy about that.
Yeah, well, I thought the pole position the first time was good enough. So I just went out to... And then Barry's just snatched it. And then, so I was on the edge on that last one. Those were the one place I almost got a corner cut, but luckily I didn't. So it was a good race, and it was hard in the beginning with the rain and everything. And saggy fat face. Well
yes,
done.
How's that restart after the safety car? Because there him and Boris had you under all sorts of pressure.
Yeah. Actually, the thing is, I didn't know the safety car was going to go in. So when they told me it's going to go in, I was ready with it. And then I tried to, how can I say, if you're on the restart, sometimes you put on the throttle, but it doesn't want you to accelerate.
It's like an auto brake almost, yes. I've experienced that, yes.
Yes, and so when I was on the corner, it accelerated harder than I thought, and then I lost the back end, and so they were all over me. And but fun race.
Good.
Fun race.
Yeah, but that your strategy, when going for the intermediates and then moving on to the softs when everyone else you went on the mediums, was that always your plan? What did you think about it? I mean, you knew you had to put in some awesome lap times, which you did. I mean, you got that gap to the pit stop over Sagi, and that worked out nice.
Well, I thought that the soft tire is going to be better in those in-between conditions. Against the medium. I knew the soft was going to be a second or two a lap faster than the medium. So I knew I had to do 2 stops, and it worked. So it's fun.
You came out with I think about 3 seconds ahead of Sagi in your second stop. So you had this race well and comfortable under your belt. So the huge lead you've again progressed into on the championship. We're winding down our testing next week. You're looking forward to some testing away from actual racing?
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
Just the wife is very angry.
Yeah, don't worry. I also get those side looks every time I say, well, I've got to go. I've got things to do. And then the wife's like, yeah, I know what things you're going to do. Yeah, but you can celebrate with some champagne tonight. So, just ease the nerves with her. And then congratulations again. And, complete domination.
Thanks, man.
Okay,
thank you.
Come on. Cheers.
Hey, bye.
Bye.
Mr. Sagi, fat face, sir.
Howdy.
How was your first race with FTR Tier 1?
That didn't go according to plan. I jumped into the qualifying. I didn't even look at the weather, and then all of a sudden I hear it's going to start raining, and I have my car set up, and I'm freaking out, and I'm thinking I just got to go as fast as possible during qualifying.
Yeah. No, but it came nice to you. I mean, you qualified 4th and finished in 2nd. I think it went awesome to plan. I'm actually going to protest that you're no longer driving Tier 2. You're way too quick. You belong in Tier 1.
Oh, sick.
But how did you find that restart? Because you were all over Jacques. I mean, it was a great opportunity to take the fight.
Yeah, that's like my plan, to like stay up in the gearbox until the restart and get the best launch. And then I saw him slip out, and I thought, this is my chance to just take first and just drive. And you check at the end of the straight, and he's right up against me, and we're fighting for the next corner.
Yeah.
But
Barry's also joined in the action as well. I saw.
Yeah, I felt a couple of bumps there. but nothing too race-ending.
No, good. So yeah, we did follow you around a bit. I mean, the driving style is super smooth. You've did 21 laps on your mediums. How do they feel towards the end?
My plan was go lap 15 put mediums on, and then by lap 26 go and put softs on, because I only had one pair of softs. The plan was to kind of put the same time as Jacques, and I thought, I mean, my tyres weren't actually that bad, so I thought I would just keep going. Yeah. But I could feel by the end of the race I should have pitted because they were starting to slip. But it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Okay. And now with Season 2 testing coming next week, are you vying for Tier 1 times, or are you going to dial it back down to Tier 2 times? Because you definitely belong in Tier 1.
As fast as possible.
Yeah. And so in Tier 2, are you racing also on the manual gears?
Yeah, I race manual gears. I don't have any assists on.
Alright, so it wasn't too much of a difficult switch, but yeah, no. Great race nonetheless for you, dude. Congratulations, and sorry?
Just, I found the people who had ABS had a better advantage over me because I had to brake too.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you had anti-lock brakes off, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Tony, you got a question?
And maybe just to add, Saggy, well done on the race, and with you freaking out at the beginning of the race and still finishing second, I won't mind having your freak out sessions before my races. So sure. Well done with that. Yeah. And also, yeah, we did have a chat about it here towards the end of the race, and some of the guys commenting on the stream actually agreed with us that you are our driver of the day. So well done and congratulations.
Yeah,
sure, that's cool.
That is a bigger honor than finishing on the podium. Alright, good. Congratulations for your podium on Tier 1, and have a good evening, dude.
Sure. Cool, cheers.
Mr. 01, sir.
How's it, guys?
Yeah, alright, cool. And nice relief after Japan, eh?
Yeah, you can say that again. Not that Mexico was any better, but yeah, let's leave it at that.
Yeah, let's leave it at that. But yeah, you had a pretty good start. You were right, side by side with Jacques as you guys went down to turn 1, and yeah, unfortunately not getting the move done. Speak us through that section. What was going through your mind there?
I didn't really practice on any wet surfaces, and I was too focused on managing my ERS than actually getting my braking point. And yeah, I bet you guys can. It's on the stream a few times where I actually missed my braking point very far. So yeah, basically my fault I had was concentrating on my ERS more than the race itself.
No, yeah, you got to manage that, and it's difficult managing that and focusing on trying to get around the corner. But
yeah.
So you're losing a little bit of ground now to Jacques Lecrancy for the championship. Is there any strategy or plan you're going to start employing to get up to the pace and try and get some of those points back?
$50 for the driver that takes him out next race.
Okay, 50.
No, I'm joking.
We'll put that on the group, and we'll see if we'll start the bidding at 50 rand. How's that?
There we go. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, wink, wink, nudge. Just one more. Yeah?
Look, Jacques is a very good driver, and the only way you'll ever compete against a person like him is practice, and you can't slack. And if you slack, then it's going to happen like today. You won't get the results you want.
Yeah. Just also observation, your teammate's going through a little bit of a tough time now, and how are you keeping him motivated? Because yourself and him were pretty fearsome force in the beginning of the season. I know he's probably maybe got less time to practice now with life getting back to normal. Just speak us through what you guys chat about.
Yeah, basically he's just going through a rough patch. He's still putting in the hours, he's still trying his best, but he's just going through a rough patch. Luck is not on his side. Corners, he's very confident in he's making small errors, and that's costing him a lot. So it's not that he's not getting enough practice in, or life is back to normal. It's just I think he's going through a bump. All of us have that. I mean, I had it. I bet you had it somewhere in your racing career as well. I think it's just a bump, and hopefully by season 2 we'll sort that out.
Sort it out and get it going, yeah. To fight, get back into the running with the Mercedes for the championship as well. But 100%, and yeah, congratulations, nice recovery, as I say, from Japan. There was a bit of an issue, so at least you back on the podium, getting some points back, and hopefully see you on the top step on the 15th of July when you're back in the USA. And good luck for testing too.
Thanks, guys. Thank you very much.
Cool. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, buddies.
Well done, Boris. Bye-bye.
So that's it from us here at at Mexico Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, but we are actually broadcasting from South Africa over YouTube. Thank you very much. Remember to like and subscribe. Put on the notification so you do get the stream update when it starts. And Tony, your final thoughts?
Was a very interesting race. With Jock out in lead, I don't think anyone. Well, he showed us that nobody can catch him, but we had a very good race from Saggy and nice battles in the middle of the field. So never a dull moment. Well done to all the racers, and good luck for next week with testing for the new season. I wish all the drivers the best, and good luck with that.
Yeah, 100%.
We'll see
so
each other at Austria.
Yes, and if you are interested, go onto our Facebook page. There are some details left there. If you are interested to take on some testing to find out whether you can, not whether you can, but where you fit in with the FTR, and you can gladly come race with us, and we'll accommodate anyone interested. So that will be from the 6th to the 10th of July. We will not have a race next week for Tier 1. Tier 2 will race next week. Tier 1 will be back on the 15th of July in Austin, Texas. So from me, Sheldon, good night, and see you in 2 weeks' time. And Tony, thank you very much.
Thanks, Sheldon. Enjoy and have a good night.